Welcome back, Swishers! Welcome back to another video, and here we are. We're going to talk about playoffs today. Okay? How many of y'all are excited for playoffs? I know I am. I'm always excited when it comes to playoffs. Okay? Because this is where we start to see teams start stepping it up, really fighting for that position to get to the championship. Okay? This is where we see those lower end teams kind of work their way into making a name for themselves. Okay, and we're still kind of waiting on the Dallas Wings and the Washington Mystics. I mean, this one's kind of fun because these two teams are really having it out and fighting for that last position to finally clinch that playoff spot. And you know, I've been very excited watching this and just seeing from my own TV, from my own house, you know, where things are going to go between the Dallas Wings and the Washington Mystics. Who's going to get it? Who's going to get it? It's like playing that guessing game. Who's going to get it? Who's going to get it? Okay. I predict that it's going to be the Dallas Wings. Just because I feel that Arika Gumbawali and a couple other key players on the Dallas Wings, like Samuelson and Sabali, okay, who had a hard collision the other night. I don't know if you were watching that game against the Seattle Storm. Her and Sue Bird kind of had a hard collision with each other. And right now, she's not going to play against the Chicago Sky. They're going to keep her sitting out. And I'm kind of glad that it's only just that collision. Nothing was torn. Nothing was truly injured except for her head. So maybe she'll come back in time this weekend to help Dallas Wings pull off that number 8 spot for the playoffs. Okay. So yeah, like I said, she's not gonna be playing tonight. Concussion precautions, you know, and same thing for Sue Bird. She's probably gonna sit it out for a couple days to make sure that knee comes back the way it should be for playoffs. Okay. So let's go ahead and start talking about playoffs. Okay. So right now, everything's in a limbo, right? So you have the Seattle Storm, who's number 1 right now. Okay, they've been a very dominant team all season long, which is no surprise there. Even without Sue Bird, they've been a very dominant team because Sue Bird missed 11 games out of the 20 games so far. But even without Sue Bird, they act like they don't even need her, right? Okay, because you have Brianna Stewart, who's really been stepping it up, who is also an MVP candidate. And then you also have Lloyd, okay, who's really been stepping it up for them as well, okay? So speaking of, and then you have Las Vegas, okay? Las Vegas is number 2 right now, okay? And they're right there with the Seattle Storm. I feel like that maybe after this weekend, okay, the Seattle Storm and the Las Vegas Aces could tie it up for that number 1 spot, okay? And then they go against each other this Sunday. So we might get lucky and get a preview of what the championship's going to look like, right? Okay, I'll be excited for that. And I'll be excited to see how far the Las Vegas Aces can go, okay? I'm hoping that it does wind up being the Seattle Storm and the Las Vegas Aces because they've both been very dominant teams from the season start, okay? So, but could Las Vegas or Seattle take the number 1 seed? That's the question that remains right now, okay? And like I said, Sunday could give us a preview of what that's going to look like, what that championship may look like in the end, okay? But the Storm, they clinched a bye period into the semifinals, okay? But Vegas, like I said, they're breathing right down Seattle's neck right now, okay? And it seems like that they want that number 1 spot, okay? And if the Storm, here's how it's going to play out, okay? If the Storm win their next 2 games, they will be the number 1 seed, okay? Their only concern right now is Sue Bird going to be able to come back after Wednesday night's game with that hard collision, okay? It did take him a while to get up off the floor, okay? And if you've seen the replay or you've seen the videos, you'll know that Sue Bird and Sabali had a very hard crash, okay? So fingers crossed that Sue Bird can come back in time to help them clinch that, keep that #1 spot, right? Okay? But if the Las Vegas Aces, okay, hear me out, if the Las Vegas Aces win their next 3 games, okay, they could be in a limbo with Seattle. They could tie it up, okay? And speaking with Coach Lambier, okay, I mean, I didn't personally speak with him, even though I wish I could, okay? Coach Lambier did not predict that this outcome was going to be the way it was, okay? He knew that coming into this season, his team was a very young team, okay? You had rookie like Jackie Young, you had Daniel Robinson, and then you had Angel McCoughtry coming into this team, so they probably had to develop this, redevelop everything, right? Okay? And then you also got to think of the missing puzzle pieces as well, okay? You don't have Liz Cambage, okay? You don't have Kelsey Plum, but yet this team just like skyrocketed it into the #2 spot, okay? And you're wondering, like, what the heck? How does that happen? Okay? Because the Las Vegas Aces were kind of sitting down in the #6, #7 spot. Then all of a sudden, boom, okay, they get to the #2 spot. Okay? And I think that has a lot to do with Asia Wilson. Okay? She took the reins. She decided, you know what, this is my team, and I'm going to take them to the top. Okay? And she did just that. She took them to a whole nother level. And, we're looking at a totally different team that you wouldn't even think that this is a young team, right? And then you also have the Dallas Wings, who's a young team, but I mean, they're not in the #2 spot, okay? So maybe Asia Wilson was like, listen, if you follow me and you do what, you do what I do, okay? You listen to me, you hear what I have to say, you work hard, and even Coach Lambier, he works these girls hard in practices. Okay? And so, having somebody like Asia Wilson, I think, is what really, really helped them get to that #2 spot and be where they are now. Okay? And then you throw in Angel McCoughtry. Okay? She is a great veteran. Okay? She sat out all last season due to an injury, but now she's come back with a new team and making a name for herself again. Okay? And she's not afraid to be fierce, especially towards that second half. Okay, if you were paying attention in the game last night, I think she scored at least all of 25 points last night. Okay, and which was great, because this is the Angel McCoughtry we're used to seeing. Okay, and then you throw in Kayla McBride. K-Mac. Okay, you cannot leave K-Mac out. Okay, she's gonna hit those threes. Okay, and then she's somebody you don't want to foul either. Okay. Because she shoots, I think, at least she's an 82-86% free throw shooter. Okay, you don't want to put her on the free throw line. Okay, because I guarantee you she's not going to miss. Okay, and then same thing with her threes. You don't want to leave her wide open, because she's bound to make it. Okay, even when you wave that hand in front of her, she's going to make it. Okay, and she's also known for her short jump shots. Right there in front of the free throw line, she'll stop right there, boom, banked, in, okay? So she's not one to mess with, okay? And then you have the young players, okay, like Jackie Young, okay? She's not a starter, but I think she's working her way and earning her position as a starter, okay? And then you have Hamby that's coming off the bench as well, okay? Have you seen the way Hamby plays when she comes off the bench, okay? She's a phenomenal player off the bench, okay? And, you know what? I don't even want to say off the bench anymore. She's just a phenomenal player, okay? If you remember last year in the playoff game, okay? She hit that half-court shot, and it was like, what? Okay? So if you've seen the way she dominates the floor, okay, when she comes in and plays, okay, she steps it up, okay? And this is what helps the Aces, especially when the top players need that break. She's in there, she's motivated, she gets in, she's like a lethal weapon. Okay? She's like that secret potion that you want to put in at right at the very end, okay? And it gives these other players a chance to rest, like Kayla McBride, Angel McCoughtry, okay? And then Asia Wilson, okay? So her and Jackie Young, when they're in there together, I mean, phew, you got a whole nother thing coming. You think like, these other teams probably think like, oh, okay, you know what, we got this. McCoughtry's out, McBride's out, okay? Asia Wilson's sitting for a couple minutes. Okay, this is our chance to shine. Nuh-uh, buddy. No, not in this house, okay? So that's another thing that these teams have to watch for, okay? Because Vegas is a very, very dominant team, both offensively and defensively, okay? I think the only way you can win against the Aces is if you put a stop to Wilson. That's the only way I see it, okay? I know that the Minnesota Lynx last night were kind of double teaming her last night, which was good. She wasn't able to score as much as she usually does, but then you had the other players, McCoughtry and McBride, who were kind of like, okay, you're going to pay attention to her? Watch this, okay? So that's kind of what they did last night, okay? And then I kind of want to touch up on the Los Angeles Sparks for a minute, okay, because they're the next runner-up, okay? They're sitting in third, okay? So I'm kind of discussing the top 3 teams right now, okay? So Los Angeles Sparks, okay, could still make a possible double bye and go into the semifinals, okay? But I feel like when they play the Aces this weekend, okay, that's going to be kind of tough, okay? They would have to be really strong on both ends of the court. And I think the best way to do this is if you match up Parker with Wilson, okay? And that's just the way I see it. Because I feel that if you do that, it's going to be hard for Wilson to work around her, okay? And then if you leave Candace Parker open, she's going to drive into the lane, okay? And you don't want to leave that open. So I think Asia Wilson's really going to have to make sure that that lane is not accessible to Candace Parker, okay? Whether it be Wilson, whether it be Swords, who's down there, okay? Whether you have McBride, who stays on Parker, okay? And then, like I said, Los Angeles is just going to have to watch where Asia goes, but also they should not take their eyes off of McCoughtry, okay? So I feel like the minute they're focused on Wilson, they go to McCoughtry or they go to McBride, okay? Or they go to Hamby if Hamby's out in the court. And then you just have Jackie Young. She just goes in, boom, okay? I don't care who's in front of me. I don't care how tall you are. I'm getting in there. And then it's like, ding, whistle, okay? So, like I said, I'm excited to see where the playoffs go. I'm excited to see who comes out on top, okay? Whether that be Seattle, whether that be Las Vegas, okay? Or somebody could take us by surprise. What if it's the Washington Mystics that comes out of nowhere? Okay, they finally get that number 8 spot. They clinch it. They're in the playoffs. Then all of a sudden they win the championship. That's what I love about these playoff games. Okay, you never know because things are so unpredictable in the playoffs. Okay, that's all I have for y'all today. Okay, until the next video. Like I said, if it ain't hot, it ain't a swish. Okay. Also, if you like what you see, okay, you like my videos, you like hearing the news, the standings, players, okay. If you like what I have been given to you, okay, join my Facebook page, okay, WNBA Daily Swish. Look me up, okay. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Tell your friends. Get the word out there, okay. Because I love doing this for you guys. I love being able to make these videos, keeping you up to date with everything that's going on in the WNBA, all things and everything WNBA. Okay? So like I said, if you like it, subscribe, okay? Tell your friends, okay? Join my Facebook group page, WNBA Daily Swish, okay?